Hi, this is Jesse Liberty from jesseliberty.com, and this module is Bugs and Exceptions. Bugs are programmer errors. Exceptions are quite different. It's important to draw that distinction. A bug is a programming error, while an exception indicates that something went wrong at runtime, and what went wrong may not be something you can anticipate or avoid. Users are inevitably going to enter data that makes no sense. It's important that your program handle that bogus data. Things go wrong while your program is executing. Your network might crash. Your disks might fail. It is possible for the user's computer to run out of memory or run out of disk space. And you may find yourself in a situation where objects are null, and you must handle that. Your goal as a programmer is to make sure that your code does not crash. And to do that, you must recover from these situations. Now, what is an exception? It turns out an exception is just an object like any other. The base of all exceptions is system.exception. And from that, a number of system exceptions derive, and you can create your own custom exceptions. Exceptions can even contain within them other exceptions. Let's talk about the call stack for a moment. The call stack is a list of methods, and it tells you how you got where you are in your program. If method A calls method C, which calls method B, which calls method F, and you're in method F, then that list of methods calling each other is the call stack. An exception will unwind that call stack until it finds an exception handler. If it does not find any exception handlers, then your program is going to crash. You handle an exception by creating a try-catch block. Let's look at an extremely simple example. Here we set A equal B, and now we're going to set the integer c to taking b and dividing it by a minus b. Well, a minus b must be 0. You cannot divide by 0, and so you will get a divide by 0 exception. And if you don't handle it, then your program is going to crash. Now let's create a try-catch block to handle it. Here we put our math into the try block, and when the exception is thrown, the catch block catches that exception. Now this is a very trivial example, and you would not bother with a try-catch block here. If the exception is thrown, if you didn't notice you did this, rewrite your code, because this is more of a bug than an actual exception. If you need code to run, whether or not your code throws an exception, then you will add a finally statement after the catch block, and that finally statement will run either way, exception or not. Let's look at a demo of working with exceptions.